Welcome to the first episode of our podcast. And this first episode is simply the why. Why should you listen to this podcast? What are you going to get out of it? And how can it impact your life? So let's start with what is creativity. Creativity is the absolute coolest part of being human. We are the only species on the planet that actually can build, can create, we can problem solve, we can form the communities we want to live in, we can form the relationships that we want to have, we can grow things. And we have this part of us, which is like a creative spirit that none of the other species on the planet have. It's totally unique to us, but it isn't given the value that it needs to give. And it definitely isn't given as a tool. And so this program is all about understanding how it's a tool, understanding how to hack it, and how to get the most out of it, and what the benefits are from living from the creative flow, living from this place of your creative soul. So what the coolest part about this is it's your true self. So what creativity is there's this part of us that we're born with, okay? It's life force, soul, spirit, chi. It could be any of those things. I subscribe to an alien theory that we're actually aliens put on this planet and they're having this crazy human experience and it's part of our punishment. But it's just a fun theory. It's not real. But it could be anything. But it's what we're born in with. We're born into this world and then we go throughout our whole life with it. And then we die with it, this part of us, this spirit, this soul. And the really cool part about this is that it's like Teflon. It can never be hurt. It can never be damaged. It can never be, no matter what happens to us on the outside, it's this truth of who we are. And it is where the creativity comes from. So it is, our heads are really just a thought processor. They're not a thought generator. And the thoughts that come to us are coming from this place. So it is a flow of ideas. It's a flow of wisdom, inspiration. It's just a constant flow. And so that is who your true authentic self is this place that can never be touched. Like it can never be hurt. And so when you start to shift and you get out of your head and you start living from this very cool place where you can solve any problem, you can do anything, you can create anything, you can become anything. And you are not limited to what this physical body is, that when you start to live from this place, all of a sudden everything like opens up for you and it's incredible. And it's, you're tapping into the true source then. And what it looks like, what it feels like is pre-adulting. So if you remember back to when you were a kid, young child, before any rules or anything were put on you, everything was fun. You explored everything was new to you. You were seeing it with fresh eyes. Everything just like the world opened up to you. You put things in your mouth, like you could look anywhere and you know what that tastes like. You know what that would taste like. Everything you explored with every single one of your senses. Everything was an experience, and it was like you were experiencing being human again for the first time. And that there's always this joy with it. Like there's just a natural joy. There's a natural curiosity. There's a natural flow. You had a crayon and you had a piece of paper and you made these amazing masterpieces, or you had an instrument and you made music, and everything felt right, and everything was happy, and everything was it just felt like you were experiencing humanness again. And so that's it. That's that part of you. And what happens is, as we learn the rules of life, as we learn life happens to us, it all gets pushed down. And it all gets pushed down by thoughts and self-awareness. And the whole program, this creativity program, is about getting back to that kid, about getting back to where it doesn't matter what it looks like, what you're creating. It doesn't matter what the output is. It's the process of building and creating. And the very cool thing is, when you start to experience this more, when you experience the connection to this place, it just makes everything okay. And it makes everything open up. And then all of a sudden, all the reasons like you have in your head, like, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, none of those things exist, because this is like the perfect you. Nothing that happens on the outside defines who you are in this place. This is just pure ideas, pure connection, pure authenticity. It's just pure. There's nothing else that isn't real. This is real. And everything in your head is just processing. So it's just all your thoughts. Everything is just a processor. And we'll go more deeply into that. But once you learn how to get out of your head, once you learn how to spend more time here, what happens is that you start to discover your the why. You start to discover, like, what is the reason you've had all the life experiences you've had? What is your path? What is your journey? And when you discover the passions that come from this, which is the real reason why you're here, your passions, what lights you up, what makes you goosebumps from head to toe, what makes you truly happy, when you discover that in this place, like what it is you're supposed to be doing, what brings you joy, what brings you happiness, and what are you supposed to do? And then you figure out that, hey, that's my life path. This is what makes me happy. And then you just kind of build that into something. So as we move forward with this show, so the first part of this show is going to be just meeting me and really understanding this is absolutely real. This is totally real. It's not some, it's just really how we're wired. It's how things work. It's how to really hack this and make this part of your life, and then how to leverage it to become and then create the best life you could. And then my guests, we'll go through my journey first. And so you really get to know me and realize this is truly authentic. And then my guests are going to be people that are living from their passion. They have developed a business around their passions. They've taken their passions and they've dove head first into it, and they're making money. Their whole life is focused on not only, for many of them, it's not only their passion, but their passions are fueling other people's passions. So they're opening doors for people. So everybody, like, whether they wanted to be an actor or they wanted to be an athlete or they wanted to be a musician, what their business that they're creating is opening those doors for other people to develop a career based on their passions, this alignment, this true alignment with who you're supposed to be. So it's really cool. And I have the coolest job in the world. I have a creative factory. So there's nothing quite like it. And it's educational programs. It's exposing people to who they really are and their creative nature. And then we have a factory where we actually make money with creativity. So I have two lanes in my marketing agency. I have creative services, which are like really innovative, unique, high-end marketing programs, campaigns that nobody's ever seen. And when you look at this work, there's something that touches your soul. Like, it just ignites you because it's just either so beautiful or so dead on, or the messaging is so fabulous. So that level of creative services. And then we also have creative search engine optimization. And we are like, we know Google inside and out. And we get companies to #1 on Google. And there's nothing quite like it. I've been in marketing my entire life. And, you know, I've done every type of marketing program out there, and there is nothing like a customer ready to buy, searching on Google, finding you in the top organic search and clicking on you, and the messaging is right, the answers are right, everything is right, and they buy from you. And so that I found is my two lanes, creative services and SEO. That's how I build my business, and that's what funds this podcast. So, you know, my story is going to be about how did I develop this? How did I go into a business that totally aligns with my life purpose, my life mission, which is to start a creative revolution. And there is nothing like the time right now to start a creative revolution because of AI. Intelligence is going to be viewed differently as we move forward. Intelligence is not something that will be traditional intelligence, because it can all be AI'd. It can be, you know, it can be Googled. Their answers are always there. What that can't do is tap into this magnificent place of original ideas, things that have never existed before, problems that we've never solved before. And so this is the time. It's just the right moment for this. And developing educational programs about unlocking everybody's creative nature and what they can do with it. So let me just, before I close this episode, I just want to give you the experience of what it feels like. A quick note from me. This program and the creative revolution that I want to make happen, it's funded by my business and those businesses that put their marketing in our hands. And the goal is that we develop these amazing creative marketing programs for businesses. They pay us. We invest the profits into more creativity and more programs. So it's self-fulfilling, self-funding. And, you know, the way I look at it as is instant karma. You're putting good into the world and you're going to get good back. You're going to get amazing visibility of your products and services. You're going to get amazing creative work that's memorable and sticky. We're phenomenal at getting businesses to the #1 spot on Google. So if you invest in us, we will in turn give you exposure on this channel. We'll give you amazing creative content. And so we would love to work with you. So just go ahead and set up a consult and see how we can help you at @𝗏𝗏creative.com. So when somebody has done something from this part of them, like when music has been created from this part of them, when like I said, like graphic design or something new, whether it be humor or whether it be anything like a beautifully designed home where everything is intentional, and you walk in there and there's just something that calms your soul. There's like this, you feel like there's a soul connection to it, whether it be to the artist on stage or whether it to be to the athlete. The athlete is having this moment where they're not in their head and they are operating from this place. And you see it. My daughter was a basketball player, and you could see when this happened. And it's almost like they could see the future. They could see the past. They knew where everything was going to be. They were in complete connection with their teammates. There's this magic that's going on, and things that you could never believe happen. And, you know, I was watching a 60 Minutes interview with Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and he was talking about this experience on stage where he's connected with the music, he's connected with this, he's connected with every member of the audience. And that is something that's beyond our comprehension, but we experience it. I was fortunate. I never can stay away for Cavs games. It's just too late. I'm an early morning person. And I just happened to stay awake for when Donovan Mitchell scored 71 points, and no Cavalier had ever scored 71 points. And I just witnessed it. Like everything supported him achieving this. Like like the heavens opened, all the teammates, all the opponents, everything supported that. And, you know, and when you go to see these beautiful paintings that you know, you connect with them on this level. And so it's tapping into that. It's tapping into that inspiration, and then it's tapping into, well, what can I do with that? And so that's what this program is going to be about. And then there's also a human component of it. There are people in this world, and I hope I get this person as a guest, that they just see right into your soul, and they immediately connect with your soul. And you feel when you're around this person like they've been your best friend your whole life, and that you feel totally supported, and you feel totally connected. And so it's really learning how to take this very, very sacred, this very special place that we have, and just really, how do I live from this place instead of all the crazy drama in the world and all the noise that's in my head? And how do I live from this place? And then how do I take this and how do I leverage this to create my best life? And so it's really, really, really cool, and it's really real. And I will give you example after, and bring guests on that are living from this place and living their best life. And I hope you join me on the next episode, where I talk about my life story a little bit and why I'm here and why I'm doing this. Thank you.